tell you guys. So, what I'm gonna say, like, what I'm gonna preface with is there aren't many stories specifically from Havoc this weekend because it was a fairly quiet LARP. You know, like, we had a bit of character interaction. There were some things we went to do. But generally, there wasn't... It was fairly chill. You know, there weren't a lot of people there. And as such, it was, like, more about making your own thing to do. And I would say that we did that really well in terms of we had the setup in like a big hall where a bunch of us who were merchants or, you know, like professionals of some kind would set up like tables, and we had a little bar area with like food, and my friend Dan brought a whole bunch of stuff that he was selling for like, you know, $1 or whatever a piece. Like foodstuffs, and it really helped to create sort of a real feeling environment with like some sustainability and so on. But there wasn't a whole lot of like, let's tell the dramatic story of when that dramatic thing happened, because that just wasn't the case generally for me in terms of as my character. It was also very cold, and I spent a lot of time trying to escape from that cold. I'm not going to lie. I went to the heated buildings a fair amount to try and just shelter myself from weather I was not necessarily prepared for. But so, my character, Sally Stockpile, was a merchant with the Flat Souls. And the Flat Souls are sort of like a homesteader, merchant caravan kind of association. They're very like capitalist in terms of going to places, setting up there, and like being a dominant force in terms of trade. So the story was that my friend Jed, who was the character that Dan was playing, Jed had told me that there was going to be a new settlement and that I should come and set up my shop. And of course, my first response was, how much are you going to pay me? So when I arrived, Jed handed me 10 munitions and said, like, I hope that's enough for your bribe, Sally, to, like, set up your shop here. And I was like, oh, yeah, that'll be enough, I guess. And, like, take 10 free munitions from Jed and set up my shop, because you don't do anything without getting something out of it as a flat soul, you know, like, as a flat soul merchant especially. So I set up my shop. I set up my little table. I put down a cloth over a table and laid out all my props and had some stuff that was sort of decorative and some stuff that was like actually for sale. You know, like I bought a couple extra cans of like Chef Boyardee ravioli and like stacked them up on the table, being like, oh yeah, we got non-perishable items from the pre-war times, you know, the pre-apocalypse times. We got some ravioli. And my pride and joy prop that I brought was a small bottle of hot sauce. That was like, yeah, that's right. Even the shitty post-apocalyptic food, you can make it taste good if you apply this magic sauce. Just super good. Makes everything taste great. Doesn't matter what it is. Bland noodles, throw some of the sauce in there. Problem solved, you know, like very primo gear. But also my character was essentially like a bullet farmer. Like she was mostly a munitions merchant. And I had the ability to make powerful ammunition. The kind of ammunition that instead of doing 2 damage every shot, did a special attack every shot, like 3 damage or 4 damage, like a rend or a shank. These are special abilities you can use every shot. So I can make like penetrator ammo. I can make buckshot. I can make specialty executioner rounds. You know, like I was a bullet maker. So I, you know, the the more mercenary of our group were particularly interested in those kinds of commodities. And it was always interesting to see what they would trade for 6 shots of, rend every shot, or 6 shots of shank every shot. Which is awesome. Like, my character was very much like the brass seller, And there was one awesome instance where an NPC came in, and this NPC was a cowboy. And cowboys are a faction who are sort of like the lawmen / mercenaries of the post-apocalypse. He's a cowboy. So he walks over to my table. He's like, "Hey, what you got here?" And I look up from whatever I was doing. I go, "Oh, customer. Awesome. So, let me tell you. I got all kinds of ammunition here. I got all the good stuff, I got everything you could possibly desire. What is it that you're looking for?" And the cowboy's like, "Well, I ain't really looking for anything. I got all the ammunition that I could ever need." And I went, "I can see that you're a discerning customer, and as such, let me show you something, okay? Let me show you something." So I went like, "This and this and this, yeah, they're crap. I know. It's the shit, the low-end fucking lowball people who want to stuff their gun with 3 times over remanufactured brass. Like, they'll take this stuff. But I have something special for you. Something special for you, sir. Here, take a look at this." And I pick up a tin, and I hand it to him. It's just a regular munitions tin. It just says munitions on it. It's got no special effects or whatever. And I went, "Take a look at this." Like, turned it over and handed it to him. And I went, "That right there, found that at an old army base. Never been used. Factory fucking sealed. That shit has never been in anyone's gun. That shit, I didn't hammer it out. It's from the old presses. That shit, that'll go off like nothing you've ever fired in your whole life. You want to kill a man? Kill him with style. Kill him with old brass. Just open it up. Just take a smell. Just take a smell, and you'll know that it is old school ammo. No one's touched it. I haven't opened it. I'll give you first look." And he's like looking at me like, "Yeah, okay, all right." And he opens the tin and goes like, closes it again and goes, "Oh man, that is some good ammo. Yes, I will take this. What do you want for it?" And I'm like, "Well, what you willing to part with for such a collector's item, such a discerning cowboy as yourself? What would you give me for such a fantastic piece?" And he goes, I'll give you this," and like slams a knife down on the table. "And I'll give you this," and he pulls his sidearm out and slams it down on the table. "I'll give you those for that." I'm like, "Sold. Take it. May those bullets serve you well. You make a good choice. Buying my ammo before the people who shoot at you can buy my ammo. See? The faster you buy it up, less likely it is to come your way." And so he takes the ammo, and I get a pistol and a knife out of this, because he's got like this sling rifle or whatever. So he gives me a sidearm and a knife in trade for 6 bullets, basically like a clip of ammo, a magazine of ammo. And that was probably my best sale in terms of my pitch. A lot of the others were just like, "Yeah, I need some munitions." "Okay, what are you willing to give me?" All that kind of stuff. The more ammo you buy, the less ammo they can have. Exactly. Yeah. So it was just about sort of role playing up this merchant character, and yeah, she was a very like talkative person, like a very like mercantile person. If any of you remember my NPC merchant Stevie from the Underworld Calidor games, then this is Stevie in the post-apocalypse with bullets, And yes, Ofo, flat sole, like the flat sole of a shoe. It's just the name of the organization, the Flat Sole Society. all traders and caravan merchants and so forth. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I had a good time with that. Specifically story-wise, there wasn't a whole lot of other kinds of stuff. I didn't get involved in a lot of the fighting because my character wasn't made for that, and also firing ammo meant losing money, you know? So I'll let them shoot bullets and then come to me to buy more bullets. But if I shoot bullets, it's pure loss of profit. Like, all I'm doing is losing money if I shoot my own gun, right? So I'll let them shoot bullets and then come to me and get more bullets. A couple of people traded me really valuable things, like I got a schematic for how to make like a modification for melee weapons or something, but RP wise, like I could have made it, but RP wise, I like to sort of like laser in my focus on munitions. You know, she's a bullet farmer. She farms bullets. So what I did was I took the schematic and I went to NPC camp and I went, I go out to the trade caravans, how many bullets can I get for this? You know, like throw down the schematic and trade 6 munitions for a schematic that the other engineer probably would have wanted. Because there's another grinder. They're called grinders. There's another grinder who was like more of a specialist, you know, like more of a like weapons and armor modifications and like all the fancy tech stuff, and like I'm building a console that will trigger an alarm system kind of guy. I'm like, you don't need all that. You just need a fucking bullet. You know, like alarm systems are great. I'm happy if I know people are coming. But you know how you're gonna stop them once they get in here? Motherfucking bullets! You know, like, hey, Sally, do you sell guns? Well, you already got a gun. You know the dangerous part of the gun? Bullets. Gun's not worth shit if it doesn't fire patented Sally stockpile munitions. You know, all that kind of shit. All that kind of garbage. That's all about that. So that was pretty fun.